Hey guys, I hope you're doing great. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I brought out the old Strat yesterday. And we cut a couple of properties yesterday, and I've lifted the mower out of the back of the truck and put it down and loaded the rider. And I've been doing a lot of, lifting and yard work since I've been here, just trying to help out, do what I can. And we do this often, a lot of cleaning and I do all this really just to help my family out. Plus, I get to stay here, man. The camper stays parked out here, and I don't really pay anything. So it's my way of trying to help, and also main thing is to keep an eye on them. So uh, in the event of doing that yesterday, my dad can't be lifting it. He's always trying to help. I'm like, no, 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 I got it. So yesterday, now I found out, I'm not as invincible, as I might thought. So I kind of pulled a muscle. It's a little bit better today. So yesterday I planned on making this video, and so I made it today. You'll have to forgive me, man. Right off the bat, I brought this keyboard out, and it's been dawning on me. It's like, look, you haven't even touched the keys on it, really. You haven't really done nothing. You brought it out here, and now you're talking about already bringing it back. I have to do something, man. I didn't bring it all out here for nothing. So I went ahead and hooked it up. I played. Now this is the way this happened, okay? I just plugged from the mono out of the back of the keyboard into the front of the interface. I armed a track, and I just played just to the best of the timing that was in my head, standing up over here and just kind of beating out a little thing. And I get racy thoughts, so I'm always thinking about things in my hands. I haven't even done this in a while. I especially haven't played drums in over a decade, like literally a kit, and that's my main instrument is drums. So I'm kind of a stickler for it, and I would like to think a perfectionist, so I know I've got to be completely rusty. So what I did was I tried to keep it simple, and there's parts in there, the timing's a little off in my hands. Your bass drum has to be the same left hand as the snare, and then the right hand is the ride, open hi-hat, and crashes. And that's just the way. There's like 5 or 6 keys that I've used for the kit, and a couple little toms are all kind of in the same area. It's not hard or whatever, you can do it, but it's that it's not really playing drums at all. You just kind of beating them out. And so I did this for however many measures is in the song, and I tried to do like switch over to the hi-hats and open. The beat kind of changes. I mean, I just don't want you to expect. I know it's pretty much like pretty sloppy, but I wanted to get some drums on here just to kind of check it out and see what could I do with what I have. Just a dirty run, right? Then I did the pads. Now normally I would do like a pad thing first with an idea, right, with a progression. Then I'd go over a complete track and I would play the drums, kind of feel all over that. But the feel part mainly is the guitar now. So and so I did the drums first, and I laid down a little simple chord progression. F, C, something. I don't even know what key it's in. uh, D. I think it's D. It's in D minor or something like that. So anyway, so there's that, and I laid that down, with the drums, and it kind of lined up okay. So I was like, okay, so got both of those on the DAW. So I loaded up another track, put from the output of the keyboard back into the front of the GT1, or to the output of the GT1, grabbed the guitar and armed track 3 on Reaper, and then as you'll see, I'm listening to it through the monitors, and then I'm playing along. This was the second take. So the first take was just, I was like, oh man, I'm so used to playing in a certain pentatonic area, but I am getting better with learning more about the keyboards, and those half steps to me are so crucial. Those are the emotions when you hit those little half steps. So what happens in this video is you'll notice I miss a few notes, and it's like it's like the major scale up the minor, and it just doesn't fit. It's an accident where my hand doesn't quite go where I want it to. But there's enough emotion there where I think you could kind of tell listening to it that, oh, he's trying to find that groove, and like it's a lot of those moments. But in its raw value, this is what I wanted to upload. Just I mean, come on, man. I mean, I'm a little budget channel, man, and I'm no pro, so I'm learning how to play guitar, and Hadn't even touched the board in a while, so bringing it out here was kind of fun. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it out here though, because it's an item I have listed for sale. Because I want to get a controller, something smaller that I can just kind of keep over here. And VSTs have come a long way, man, since I bought this thing. So yeah, you know, I can do the same stuff. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So without further ado, I'll roll the track, and you guys can listen to it and see it, and then we'll talk about the guitar. So let me talk about the guitar first. If you just want to go to the music video, which it might have already played, depends on how I upload this thing. But anyway, you guys know if that the ones my subs know about this one. This one was rightly named Annie after my dog who had passed. Beautiful heart she was and is. I'm a weirdo, man. Sometimes I'll see a bug flying around and I'm like, that's her energy. You know, I'm a weirdo, man. I don't know that I believe that, but I'm just saying. So, you know, you've pretty much seen this guitar. I'm going to bring this down so you don't have to see my mug anymore. Yeah. Here we are, guys. This is Annie. Again, you've seen her before. I hope I'm not boring my regulars, but this is my favorite guitar, okay? Full thickness. This is a Mexican Strat. Now, when I bought this, keep in mind, when I bought this, I didn't know anything about the value of Mexico or Squire. I knew Squire was a pretty good guitar, you know, and that's what I bought my son. Turns out it was a standard now. He went and looked at it. It was a 20th anniversary standard, which most of their 20th anniversary Stratocasters by Squire back then were affinities and stuff like that, but his is an actual standard with the 2-point trim and the Alnico pickups. It is awesome. But anyway, this is my baby, guys. This is my favorite. If I could sell right now any guitar but this one, and I'd still be happy. And that might come down to that because you know, I like to bring things into the channel. This channel's become something I like to check out new guitars. I'm on a journey, right? You know, and I like to find out what is it that I like. So I've played these fusions. I've played these shredder guitars. It turns out I totally dig Ibanez and LTD. You know, these shredder guitars. I love them, and I say I'm a Strat guy, but that means I love Strats. But super Strats are Strats. You know, different tones. So the feel's a little bit different. They say they play fast, but I'm not a very fast player. I need to work on that, and I need to work on my scales, and my hands need a lot of exercise, as you can tell. I've pretty much taught myself by listening to little loops that I make, and then I really get the notes out that I'm looking for, and I've learned to do it that way by expression. You know, like hard to describe. After a while, you just your fingers just know where to go, as long as they're in a general pentatonic. Right? So, and there's a bunch of areas, the A minor, right? The E, and once you get those down, you get used to messing with those, you start figuring out where the halves are. And the bends are important too. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about Annie, man, the made in Mexico. So my dog had passed, and this guitar came up on sale, and I was alone. My daughter just told me she's going to move. She was about to graduate. She told me her plans are moving, and my son was already gone for about 1.5 years at the time. He had moved to be closer to his band. And let me tell you, man, it was just, I don't know. And Joda was I didn't even have Joda yet, and this thing came in. I unboxed it. I was so excited. It just brought so much joy to me. It gave me something to kind of look forward to and learning, and I dove in. Now, there was a couple of months though that it just sat in its case, and I messed with the keyboard a little bit more, and then I thought, you know, I don't want to mess this guitar up, so I bought a cheaper one. And that's how this started going, and how things started going. So this one does stay in a case a lot, but I do bring it out a lot more often. I wanted to be good enough to where I felt like I was worthy to play it, right? I didn't want to just I didn't want this to be the guitar that was all beat up that I learned on. I want it to be the one that I worked up to. If that makes any sense at all. I'm not your average Joe, so anyway. So yeah, this is the one, guys. Sorry I'm wearing these headphones for the... I thought I was going to step outside, but I can't bring this out there. So here it is. There's the back's off. It came that way. I never put the back on. It's got all 5 of the springs in there. Somebody had it loaded like that. It's got the fat block. It's got the plain blank stamp back. There's no stamp, I mean, you know. I might put an F1 on there, right? And I'd love to find out if I could get a tilt, or do I have to have the certain neck for that? You know, the basic tuners, you know, your standard affair. But this is called an FSR, made in Mexico. And isn't that quarter sawn where the length of the lines go upwards? Anyway, yeah, it's got the beautiful skunk stripe. I love these skunk stripes. You know, the real pretty contour there. So that's it. You know, it's got standard pickups here. The single coils are ceramic. You know, like it, take it or leave it. You know, they're higher output than your normal ones. I actually like the sound of them. I mean, if I didn't learn and hear people talking about like, oh, I'll Nico this, I'll Nico that, I would have never gotten into that, and I would have thought, hey man, Strats have good pickups, period. You know, you learn this stuff as you go in. Now, as I've played with them a little bit more, I realize they have a different attack, Alnico does, and there's different ones, you know. So I do want to do eventually I'm going to do the Gilmour thing, and this one appealed to me because, you guys, I can't hide, I love David Gilmour. He's, I mean, I do, I can't help it. You know, there's people that like Frusciante, and there's people that like Peter Green. I think Peter Green's cool too. You know, it's just really weird, man. David Gilmour, dude, I've always liked, even as a drummer, Neil Peart, you know, Nico McBrain, all these drummers I used to idolize, Tim Alexander from Primus. I used to idolize these guys growing up, man, and I used to love them. Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater. Ironically enough, my son got in John Petrucci, so anyway, this is it. David Gilmour, look, that's what they were trying to go for, an affordable Fender Strat standard. They call it an FSR. And what made it different was, you know, it got the gold thing, script, right? I think that was the only thing, that and the Fender stamp synchronized tuner there. And what's really funny, I think the colors of the pickups too, just the way the black pick guard, it's just some really easy, cheap stuff that they did that they just threw on to make it look. Plus, it got the sprayed fretboard. As you can see, it's got the real shiny frets. You know, then what happens, this was made in December of 2017. I had to look. And the guy sold it to me like in March of 2018. So he only had it for a couple months. And then I got that Pro hard case, Fender Pro hard case too, with it. So it stays in its case a lot. So anyway, what happened was they came out with the Player Series, and it was almost like, I think this was a trial run to see if people liked it. You know, that script, that font, you know, that Fender, that gold. And like these bodies and these necks, I think they had so many of them, they just started doing the Player Series, right? And so the Player Series automatically gets this same identical neck as far as I know. The only difference in this and the Player Series is the trim and the pickups, right? It gets the 2-point trim, and then it gets the Alnico Player Series pickups. That's it. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that's pretty much it. Anyway, this was also when they started not painting the cavity right during that time. So that's a thing going around. Thick mass block. Beautiful, man. Now, you know, guys, I love my classic vibes. And people ask me, what do you like, you know, what... I think that's a personal choice, but this is a step above. It just feels a little bit better, and I'm just being honest. It could be just be this particular one. It could be biased because I love this, and it makes me, somehow it controls my emotions on how I feel when I touch it. But to me, this one is my favorite. I like it more than my classic vibe, but I love the classic vibe. So I don't even like to compare them. The guitars have different meanings to me. Each one of them do. They each produce their own sounds. Hell, one of my classic vibes sounds better than this one. With those Player Series pickups, I like the sound of them a little bit better than these. But I still like these too. However, they will be Fat 50s here, a 69 here, and an SSL5 here, unless I go all SSL5, I'm not sure. But that's a plan of mine, and then I'll be done, and this one might get locking tuners and a rolling string tree, and then that'll be it. Maybe a nut change. That's it. This thing will stay at that point. That's it. So, yep, and when I die, my son will get this guitar, right? So anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and play the song. I just wanted to bring this one back on the channel for a minute and let you guys see it. And I appreciate you guys checking it out. If you saw the video of me playing on it and all that, I tried to switch around, get some different tones with it, with just using the 5-way. And like I said, that video is pretty sloppy, so I understand that. But I had a lot of fun kind of whipping it together. It took me about 30 minutes to do that. Really, it took 30 minutes. Just whipped it out really quick. The hardest part's getting it on the phone and trying to line up everything. But anyway, that's it, guys. I love this guitar. That's the little short story behind it. There'll be plenty more videos with it. Some days I play better than others. Some days I play, it seems like I don't make many mistakes, and some days I play. But most of the time when you guys see the videos, I'm holding the guitar, it's like playing live, and I don't see myself too much further than still more of a beginner myself. So I don't know, man. I'm loving this journey, and remember, you guys are a major part of it, every one of you. If you've ever commented, I'm sure you saw I gave a response, and it's not because I feel that I have to keep subscribers. It's because I truly get excited just to answer the questions. Now, sometimes I answer the questions when I'm half asleep, when I get up in the morning, because I'm excited to hurry up and answer them. But sometimes when I'm awake, I put paragraphs down there. I'm just trying to communicate and get to know everybody more, and some of us have become close friends. But anyway, this video is very long now. Jonah says hi. He's pouting. We just took a long walk. So anyway, you guys take care. Thank you so much. Bless you all. Stay safe. And for the love of all, stay you. Peace.